Give me fonts.
Alright.
No ding. Where is it?
Alright, I'm gonna head down here. Hi, I'm Streeter. You might remember me from my last tutorial, which was how to crop a white space inside of an entity in GIMP. And now I'm here to for a pretty good representation of this, which I really don't want you to make because I made it. But I'm really just going to show you some of the effects as the effect here. This dirt effect, which really isn't that hard. Some level effects that you see here, you might know is a level effect. And try to make the image flow smoother. Some things that you don't see really, but because you're not supposed to see, it's supposed to make the image flow smooth, easy on the eyes. So, let's get started. We'll take my two base pictures, as I like to call them. This one, layer, I'm going to cut this out and put it with this. This is my paste. That is way too big, so layer, resize. This is going to be average quality, but it doesn't really matter because it's just a remake. Alright, first thing we're going to do is merge these two layers together because they're the base. Just going to rename this quickly. Anyway, so now this is our base layer. Move it around, center it. The first thing you'll notice is that this line is really profound. It kind of draws your eyes to it. You don't want that. So we're going to take our friend, the smudge tool over here, the little finger pointing, and you're going to go down here and whoop, and you're going to smudge. And this is a really bad smudge job, but I just did it quick, so I guess it's an okay sponge job. Anyway, now that that's taken care of, it's kind of a flow to the image now. We're going to add some level effects, which if you notice, is a hell of a lot darker than this, eh? Yeah, so now we're going to go up here, colors. Now it's just, you want to leave everything that should be the default there. You just mess around with these, makes them brighter, darker, further. Close enough. So now, just do pitch. And now I'm going to add American flag that's overlaying. So now we go over to our American flag over here. First thing we're going to do is new layer, of course. Now we're going to do colors, desaturate. And then this should bring up this dialog box, which should say in order luminosity and lightness, luminosity and average. I usually do desaturate by luminosity because it looks better in my opinion. You do whatever you think looks best. You're the artist. All about expressing yourself. So click OK. Now you have this desaturated image. Now resize it real quick to something like this. Cut. Resize it a little more. Alright, now you want to make sure after you paste it, you don't anchor it by clicking off. You want to make sure you make it a new layer. You want to rename this layer overlay. It always helps to rename your layers. Now, I named it overlay because the effect that it's on it is called overlay effect. Now right now, this is kind of blocking everything. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to make it transparent really quickly by going to the Layers tab. See where it says Mode, drop down box, Overlay. Perfect. Now, you can resize it as you want, move it, whatever you want to do. So, there we go. Now, there's one important thing to remember if this isn't working. Make sure your overlay is over your base. See, it doesn't work out. It has to be over this box over here. Background's on the bottom, then your base, then your overlay. Add a text. A text doesn't really matter where it goes. I usually have it above the overlay and effects in between. Just doesn't really matter. You can play around with this too, whatever you like. It's my settings. So now we're going to add the grunge effects on the base because we don't want dirty effects on our flag. So now we go to our paintbrush, and I'm not sure if this is stock or not. I'm really unsure, but it doesn't really matter. I use a black to a gray-ish thing. I like that dirt effect. Some people like brown. I could really care less what you use. That's really bad. Let me undo that. Really bad grunger. I don't think these are any good in any way, shape, or form. So don't attack me. Anyway. Alright, so now that we have some pretty decent grunge effects, looks okay. We're going to go down to our excuse me, we're going to go down to our patch, which is right here. Mountain Division patch. So now we're going to go to patch that I already have. I already have it. If you watched my other tutorial before this, you'll know that this I used a certain way of doing this, and I use the same way here really quickly for just edit cut. And now we're going to have to do editing within white space. Editing white space within entity. So now we're just going to do layer for now. Just let it rest there, and quickly we're going to make I did this really quick. Do not shoot me. There we go. And whatever, there's still a little bit left that you can barely see from out here. Right here, but whatever. Now, you can go now to make it doesn't look the same as it does in the other window. Right here. What we're going to do is the same thing, same thing, overlay. Whoops, okay. Overlay. There we go. So now, we're just going to add our text, which I think you guys can do by yourself, so I won't actually do it. But basically, you just click here and type. There you go. And if you're curious about what font I used the let's find it. The new Cro-Magnon. One sec, I'll type it out for you. A few people who want to go out there and search that. That's what it's called. And so here's a semi-accurate representation of this. I hope you learned something from this. Hope you learned something that you would like to use. Post your artwork that you made to get these effects, or just post any of your artwork or something that you'd like. Post any questions or comments below in the comments. Alright, well, until the next tutorial, this is Streeter signing off.